Hello everyone, good morning. Today we want to start our first unit of 11th class, then first year physical world and dimension. Here physical world we are starting, there is a basic of the physics, then what is physics, why we are using the physics, in which scope we are using physics, then your first year, what is physics. Here written that physics means study of nature and basic laws of the nature and study of all phenomena happening around us in our universe. So first here written about the study of the nature means in nature anything in happening is our nature, that for example that air is blowing, we are talking, we are running, we are walking, then all we are studying in our physics. For example, another one, that trees are in green in color and they're also coming in the category of the nature. Now next your basic law of the nature, basic law that during the running, talking, playing, then there is a different law of the nature is acting. For example, in motion we are talking about this one. Then during the motion, then is a first law, third law and second law, they are acting in the laws of the nature. Study of the all those phenomena happening around us in our universe. For example, that about the phenomena if we are talking, then apple is falling down. First time this one said about this one, Newton, that why that apple is coming down. When we are falling any object in downward direction, then they are coming downward only, they are not coming in the upward direction. That is given by the Newton. This one phenomena is known as the universal law of the gravitation. So in short, beta, we can say that is in our nature, everywhere physics is available. We are doing any work, then everywhere physics is there. Okay, we can say that physics is the physics. Physics is why and how in your life. How in our life. In our life, we are doing anything, then always will become in our mind that why it is this one and how it is possible, then their answer always will be our physics only. We are playing, then why ball is throwing backward, forward direction, then always will become in downward direction in the end. Why? Then there will be only physics only. How possible in our life anything, then also there will be physics only. So your physics is a depend upon your study of the nature. In nature, in surrounding us, anything will be there, then is our physics only. Your real life, this one means their scope of the physics so much wide, we can say. Here given picture, beta, in this picture book is kept on the table. In the table here, why book we can kept this table on the book? Why? Because in downward direction, that force is exerted by this book due to weight, that is your mg, and same amount of the force exerted by this table in upward direction, that is normal reaction. That's why it is possible on this one, that we will call it Newton third law. Okay, for example, you are sitting on the bench, why it is possible? Because of the Newton third law, otherwise you will be fall down. Now next this one here, next year okay, but next our example here pictures is given, boy is running, that is running boy. Here is a physics is acting how that as this one possibility of the running of the person, that boy is running in downward direction, then in downward direction, then here ground will push in forward direction. That why possible that boy can be run on the ground. There also that is a physics. Here is a another picture, there is aeroplane is a flying, then there also our physics is acting in the aeroplane during the flying of this one, that is a Bernoulli's theorem. Okay, for example, kite flying in our space, birds are flying in our space, there is a all are the come out from our physics only. Okay, so every technology here, technology that we can fly in our sky. Why? Because due to the possibility of here physics. Physics is explained about our technology also. That is here technology, we can say technology will come out from our physics, and physics give the application of our technology. Okay, both are the vice versa. So here scope of the physics are so much wide, so much vast. So that's why we can say our range in their scope of the physics is range in your time, means from least time to your highest time. We can explain this one range of time. Second, your range in a distance. Then range is distance about the length. Then from the minimum to the highest distance we can measure in our physics. And second, next your range in your size also, that is your, then is smallest mass to the maximum mass size. You can say beta their mass, smallest mass means we are talking about the mass of the electron, and maximum mass we are talking about our mass of the universe, means least to the maximum term then we can define in our physics. So we can say that is in our life physics is a vast role in our life. So but we can say that is a precise definition is not defined in our physics. And in NCRT, when you will open our book, then in NCRT that is a precise definition is not given about the physics, not given about physics, because their scope is so much vast. Their scope of the physics is so much vast. Okay, in our physics there is a, we can read so much vast, that's why there is a definition. We can't explain proper definition of physics, that how much we can explain in our physics. So in short only we can say in nature anything is happening, then always will be responsible our science also already, then that is your physics. Okay, now we will talk about your next our scope of the physics. In our nature, physics having two scope, that is a macroscopic and a microscopic. That macroscopic, here we are talking about the study of the large object, study of the large objects that which are surrounding us. Okay, which are surrounding us. Okay, that we can see easily, that also come in category of the macroscopic object. For example, that is a macroscopic example, you can say that any car is given that is moving here and there. That car is moving here and there. How much distance it traveled, if it reaches here, then how much distance traveled by it, what is time, what is speed, velocity during this one, then they all are coming in category of the macroscopic object. Macroscopic object means that is a objects which are can see easily with our naked eyes, then we can study of that object, how much they can travel, what is the speed of this one, what is acceleration, how much force exerted on it, how much force exerted on it. If we are applying the force on this object, then what will be work done by this object, that is explained in our macroscopic object. Now here we can say beta these phenomena are studied in our classical physics. Okay, that is we can see easily. Then recently, then this one study of the classical physics in your before 90s beta, about this one classical, when we was not before 90s. Okay, then we not having so much technology that we can see these smallest object, nano objects with our naked eyes. That's why we can't study of this object, but this one object which can see easily. For example, any object is falling down only, then we can see easily. That's why there is explained by our Newton only. Okay, so in our classical physics, those objects will come out that we can see easily. Classic means classical, old means. Okay, old one physics, and which include in classical physics include our mechanics, thermodynamics, optics, and electrodynamics. Here different terms in our classical physics. Then your first year mechanics, then your mechanics, that is your study of our motion. Any object is moving here and there, any person is moving here and there, then all are related with the motion, that will become in your mechanics. That is your study of motion, that come in category of the mechanics only. Next part of the classical physics only, that is your thermodynamics. Okay, thermodynamics means study related to study of heat. What is the meaning of thermodynamics? Thermo means heat. Dynamics means your motion. So that is your study of the heat. That is in this one include your pressure, volume, temperature of our energy, that is coming in the category of the thermodynamics. Next your optics. Optics, in the optics we are doing the study of the light. Study of light. Okay, basic term in our light, that are the rays. For example, from the sun that rays are coming out. Okay, that's why we can see our object here and there. Visible light we can see. So here in optics we are doing the study of the optics, that we are dividing this optics into two parts. Here ray and wave optics. Later on we will read in your 12th class about the optics, that is two type, ray optics and the wave optics. Now next one, electrodynamics. Electrodynamics means study about the your electric and your study of electric and magnetic field, means due to the charge, you can say in short, due to charge particle. Any charge in our nature, there is a many charge particle, electron, proton, neutron, they are flowing here and there. Then as charge will start moving, there are charge also, that like this one we are sitting here, then we can move also, we can sit also. There is a two state is possible, that is rest and motion. Same for the charge also, there is a two state is possible, that one state charge can be at rest and second charge we can be at motion. Okay, when charge will be at rest, then there we will read about this one electric field. When charge start moving, then motion also you are having two type. Yes, na? That uniform and non-uniform motion. So uniform and non-uniform, as object is moving uniformly or non-uniformly, in both case electric field will be there as well as the magnetic field will be there. Okay, so here due to the flow of the charge particle, there we will read about electric and magnetic field. That's why this one study come in category of the electrodynamics. Here beta different subject of the physics is given. Then this subject we are dividing into two type, you can say, so that scopes we are dividing into two parts, macroscopic and next one here microscopic. Okay, according to this scope, our physics also divided into two part only. One depend upon the large object, second here about the small object. Small means nanoparticles, which are can't see by your naked eyes. So they are coming in category of the microscopic particles. So according to this size of the particle, we are dividing our physics into two parts. One our classical physics and second one our quantum physics. Okay, quantum physics, that is you can say modern physics. Understood everyone? Now here we will explain this one. We will explain about your type of the physics according to scope of the physics. Your physics is dividing into beta two part. Then first one we have done about the macroscopic particle. Macroscopic particle means easily we can see object, then their study of the objects in of the large object that come in this one, and we will call it classical physics. What? Classical physics. Classical physics means your old one physics. Okay, that we are not having so much technology initially, that's why before 90s this one physics will come out. Then mostly discovery then given by the Newton of the classical physics. That's why father of the classical physics was known as the Newton. Then next year, that those objects which can't see with help of the naked eyes, for example electron, can you see electrons? Electrons is moving here and there, we can see protons are here and there. So but a charge particle we can't see with our naked eyes. Charge is conducting in our conductor, but we can't see these charge particles. So those particles we can't see with our naked eyes, that are coming in the category of your microscopic objects. Okay, microscopic there. So microscopic domain includes atomic, molecular and nuclear phenomena. Okay, these phenomena are governed by the quantum physics. You can say beta next year modern physics. Modern physics. I told na physics is dividing into according to the type and size of the object two type. One classical physics, second one modern physics. So modern means now recent time. So you can say beta after 90s, which one invention will be there, that will be known as income category of the modern physics, and this one modern physics another you can say the quantum physics. Okay, that quantum, but this one word is come out from the quanta is here, that is a particle, photon particle are there, you can say that quantum, this one word is come out from the quantum. Okay, quanta, that photon you have. Okay, next our quantum. Here we are doing this one quantum. Sorry for this one. Quantum, that is quanta we are taking here. Quantum, that this quanta word better come out from the particle of the light, that is we know about this stage is our basic of our light. Rays is made up of the small particles, small packets we can say, and these packets we will call it photons, that is quantum. Okay, so by this word quanta, that our physics will generate our one new subject, that is your quantum physics. Understood? So quantum physics, here we are reading about the related our electron, proton, neutron, their study of this one radiation. Here beta this one quantum, in the quantum physics they are coming category atomic, molecular, nuclear, alpha, beta, gamma, here how rays are coming out this one. So these are coming the modern physics after the 90s. Okay, first your important discovery of the modern physics, that is your 1905. 1905, that is our 1905. After 1905, that is a main discovery given by the Einstein, that is photoelectric effect. Okay, photoelectric effect, that we will read about this one later on in 12th class, but in short I am telling you that photoelectric effect explaining about this one, that is light having the wave nature, particle nature. Okay, so this one photoelectric effect given by first time your Einstein. Okay, so here classical physics, that is here mostly invention by the Newton in our classical physics, and here in modern physics that mostly invention by our Einstein. So here father of the classical physics, that Newton, and father of the modern physics, that will be Einstein. So these are the better two scope of our physics in our nature. Then complete physics we are dividing into two scope, that is classical physics and in modern physics. This one modern physics better we will read in our 12th class, but classical physics we will read in our 11th only. Okay, so I am telling you in that about the 11th, what we will read about in 11th class in the classical physics. In classical physics we will read first hour about your motion. Okay, we will read about the motion, then motion in your straight line, that is you can say motion in straight line. Straight line. Okay, in our classical physics we will read about this one. Then first hour we are doing physical world, that physical world, that is we are doing only basic only of the physics in the physical world, that means what is physics, where we are using the physics, what are the scope of the physics. Okay, what are the type of the different forces acting in our nature, there is a different conservation law which are acting in our nature, these all we will explain in our physical world. Okay, dimension formula. If we are main thing that dimension formula, any dimension we are using in our physics, then what is the dimension formula? How we can write SI unit? What are the use of SI unit? Why we are using there? So these all we will unit are physical world. Now in the classical physics in 11th class, first one we will read about our kinematics. Kinematics. Okay, that is our kinematics related our motion only. Second, we will read about after this one that laws of motion. Okay, then next after this one laws of motion, then we will read about this one work, energy and power. Okay, now here next year rotational motion will be there. Rotational motion clear. Then after this one year gravitational force we will read. Gravitation only. So this one we will read in our 11th class. These all are related with our classical physics only, and more topics of the classical in 11th class we will read about the thermodynamics also, but optics and electrodynamics, these we will read in your 12th class. So our syllabus is starting from this topic. Now after this one we will do beta what are the different forces which are acting in our nature, that here different forces, fundamental force in our nature. In our nature, fundamental four type of force are acting there in our nature. That is gravitational force, main force, another so many forces are acting, but all are the come out from these four forces. Okay, so what are these four forces? Basic fundamental force in our nature. First one our gravitational force. Second one force you can say electrodynamic force, electromagnetic force, and next one force will be a strong force, and next will be a weak force. There are the four type of the forces which are lie in our nature. Okay. Now after this one gravitational force, first one force beta, then gravitational force is the weakest force in our nature. First one we know about this one, what is gravitational force? Gravitational force beta, that force which is acting between the two mass body having masses between them. Okay, for example, earth is revolving around the sun, their gravitational force is acting. Yes or no? We are following any object, then it will become downward only, that also their gravitational force is acting there. So we can say gravitational force, those force which is acting between two, acting between two masses body. Okay, which are having mass, that is for example one mass is here and another mass is there, then having some distance between them, then between them one force will be acted due to the masses, that is known as the gravitational force. So how we can explain this one? Already we have done beta in 9th class, so that's why in short I am telling you that force will be directly proportional to the product of these masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Then complete we can say F equal to G m1 m2 by our r square. Okay, then G will be our gravitational constant. So F equal to G m1 m2 r square by our gravitational constant. So this one force is very weak force. Then next our mutually attraction between two means always will be its nature. We can say its nature always will be attractive nature. Okay, that force are having two type of the nature, that is a attractive and a repulsive nature, but gravitational force always available in our nature in the attractive form. So next here it is a universal force play the key role in a large scale phenomena of our universe as such formation, evolution of star, galaxies, galactic clusters. Then These are means here everywhere, that is we can see beta earth is revolving around the sun, another planet also revolving around the sun, all are due to the gravitational force. So next here, gravitational force is the appreciable only when at least one of the two bodies has a large mass. If initially I told you beta, if body is having the mass, then only this force will be act, otherwise this one will be not acting. So last one, that is a attractive in nature, that here told you, that is a force having two type of the nature, one is your attractive and second will be your repulsive, but gravitational force only is having your gravitation. For example, we are throwing any object, then that object will not come upward direction, that always will become downward only due to the gravity of our earth. Okay, thank you. आज तो बहुत लंबा कर दिया सर।